guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. What we're going to be doing tonight is actually replacing the axle nuts. Now, if you guys have seen probably a bunch of my videos, you guys know that I'm on a big titanium hardware kick, basically in the engine bay, all around the car, little tidbits and everything. All this stuff is from Titanium Works. They've been a huge part of this build. And one of the things that they sent over to me was actually titanium axle nuts. So I showed you guys these in a different video, but these things are absolutely beautiful. As you can tell, there's 3 here. I actually already put one on the car just to make sure everything went okay and it's nothing too complicated. But these things are absolutely massive and beautiful. As you can see, they have the Titanium Works logo on there. So very, very nice. These stock ones, we can kind of see on here, are pretty ugly. I don't run center caps on my wheels because the caps available for this wheel, I'm not a big fan of. They don't look really that great. And plus I like running the Project Kicks hub ring in there. So I kind of run them open-ended. So having a nicer nut on there would just kind of make the wheel a little bit nicer, clean up that area. So putting these really nice Titanium Works axle nuts on the car is just going to make that area look much nicer and give it the much needed attention. So it's a really simple install. You honestly don't even need to remove the wheel. I mean, you can if you want to, but I successfully did one on the passenger rear over here without taking off the wheel. It's literally just taking the nut off and then putting it back on. I guess the hard part about it is you can see right here, there's a little notch. What they actually do from the factory is once they tighten it and torque it down, they actually put a little dent in the actual nut for safety, so it can't spin off. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do that to these, because I'm going to constantly make sure they're torqued and everything. So I'm not too concerned, but we'll see. But it would really pain me to, put a dent and a notch in these things because they're so beautiful. But obviously it's for safety and everything. So I never had any issues in the past or anything, so I'm not really too concerned. But we will see what I end up doing once I get them on the car. When I go through them, I'll show you how to do it. You simply just bump that notch out, take off the nut, then torque it down to 137 foot-pounds. You don't want to do it too tight because you don't want to damage any wheel bearings or anything like that. So 137 foot-pounds is what you want to go to. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do the passenger front because it's an awkward angle against the wall. And I'll show you the driver's side, rear and front, so you guys get an idea. So let's go ahead, let's get the stock ones off, and then we can put on the beautiful new ones. All right, so we are ready to get started on the driver's side. I finished over the passenger side. Obviously, if you do it with the wheels on, you just want to be really careful. Sometimes the actual wrench or the socket can slip off and you can damage your wheels. But what I'm actually doing is covering the wrench with a microfiber. Just go really slow. Make sure you don't overdo it and you're not going too crazy. Because like I said, you can easily scratch your wheels. And I definitely don't want to do that. So these are the tools that you will need. Obviously, you're going to need the titanium axle nuts or axle nuts, doesn't matter which ones. Same process for either applications. You're going to need a hammer, a flathead to bump that little notch out, some type of breaker bar, preferably something pretty large so you can get some good leverage, a torque wrench that can torque to at least 137 foot-pounds. And the socket size that you're going to need is a 1 1/4 inch. It's pretty massive, but that is what you're going to need. Also, I'm putting blue Loctite on the axles, on the threads, right before I put the new titanium axle nuts on, just for added security. They always say to use some blue Loctite. Don't use red, because obviously that's a little bit stronger and you're not gonna be able to get it off. So use blue when you're doing this, just for a little bit added security. I don't think I'm gonna hammer it and do the little notch. I think with the torque that I did, as well as the blue Loctite, it's gonna hold just fine. Obviously, I'll check it over the next couple days, make sure it doesn't loosen up or anything. But I'm pretty confident I'm not gonna have any issues. So, up to your discretion if you wanna do the notch or not. If I was replacing the nut with a stock axle nut, I would probably do the notch, but since the titanium ones are so nice, I don't want to literally hammer a notch into them and make them look ugly. So, so we're going to start back here. First thing I'm going to do is actually hammer out the little notch in the stock axle nut, and then we can go ahead and loosen it up. Also to note, you want to put some type of soft foam pads or something, a towel, because when you're loosening the stock axle nut, whether you're pulling or pushing, I had the unfortunate incident where I was pushing down and it broke loose and I slammed my knee into the ground and now it's hurting. But I learned from my mistakes and now I'm using 2 foam pads. So in case that does happen again, I'm not gonna bust my knee open putting nuts on the car. So, all right, let's go ahead and start on this one.
So just a little close up before I actually start. You can see the little notch right here. The actual lip of the axle nut is dented in. So it's just, like I said, it's a little added security so it doesn't spin off. So all you gotta do is basically take a flathead, something that fits in that little slot, hammer it down to kind of bump out the little notch, and then you'll be able to twist it.
All right, so this is the stock ugly corroded axle nut that it was on the car. As you can see, the little notch right there, that's what you need to bump out of that little notch on the actual axle. But yeah, as you can see, it's all gross in there. What I'm actually going to do is actually just clean up the threads on the actual hub. Make sure everything's clean there. Put some blue Loctite on, then we'll torque it down. Now we're going to take my torque wrench and torque it down to 137 foot-pounds. Gosh. All right, so all three of them, the passenger front, passenger rear, driver rear, no problems. Came off just using the breaker bar. This one's really making me work. I was just wondering why this one was on so much tighter and just not budging at all. And then I realized probably about three and a half years ago, not that long after I got the car, I had this axle replaced because the boot, there was actually a small tear in it and it was spewing the grease inside the axle boot all over the wheel. So the dealership replaced it, obviously under warranty. It didn't cost me anything, But I realized they probably used an air tool to put that nut back on. So it's probably 4,000 foot-pounds when everything else was torqued to spec from Subaru. So that is why it's giving me such a hard time. So I'm gonna keep working at it. I put some PB blaster on there, thinking maybe it was seized on, but it doesn't make any sense since that's actually a newer axle compared to everything else. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep working at it. I tried my impact, didn't work. And it's just pretty crazy because that's like 250 foot-pounds that it goes up to. So I'm probably gonna need something stronger to get that off because I'm about to break my back trying to get this one off. So we'll see, but I'll show you the rear real quick. Looks beautiful. So there's the rear, looks really nice, really cleans it up. Now obviously the end of the axle right there, it looks stands out a little bit much. So I was thinking about painting that black or something, but I don't know, that'll be for another day. But just frustrated because obviously I was almost done with the job and this one's giving me a pain in the butt. It's always the last bolt, the last nut, whatever, you know, of the whole job that gives you the hardest time. So let me work on this a little bit off camera, just so I'm not pressured with the camera on me trying to get this thing off. And hopefully we can get it off without damaging anything or just get it off. I'll report back, let you guys know what happens. And yeah, so crossing my fingers. All right, guys, I am throwing in the towel on this one. I've tried for at least an hour just going at it, trying all different angles, trying different breaker bars, trying different extensions with pipes and handles. I tried using my jack handle and everything, and it's just not budging. I think just it's torqued so much on there, which is really unfortunate. Hopefully there's no damage. I doubt there is. It's been driving fine for the past, what, three and a half years or so since it was done. But I'm gonna need like a big boy impact. My impacts only go up to about 230 or 250. So I need something that's like 1,000 foot-pounds. My buddy actually has one of those. So if I can't get it by the weekend, he's gonna swing by and I'm gonna zip that one off and then replace it. But I'll show you the other ones. I was able to get off no problem since it was torqued by Subaru and they actually torqued it to spec. And the dealer didn't absolutely torque the living crap out of them. So looks really cool. I love it. It really cleans up that look. It's amazing how well it actually matches the lapis. It's a pretty close color actually. I'll show you the passenger side as well. Not sure if you're gonna be able to really see it too much, but you can kind of see it over here. And we'll go over to the front. And there is the passenger front. So it figures the last bolt that I'm actually doing, or last nut, is the one that is giving me the biggest problem and I'm not able to get it off. Luckily, it's not a big deal. I'm able to drive, no problem. Obviously, I was hoping to get it done for the video, but also I just really wanted to get this project done. It's not a big deal, but still, it's one of those things. I just feel defeated. I hate when I'm not able to do something that I plan on doing. So I'll probably knock that out over a weekend. I'll maybe throw it in a video if I get any clips or anything. Hopefully I'll be able to take it off. If I see it's really causing an issue, you know, I'll have to resort to something else and figure something else out. But yeah, the titanium axle nuts are a beautiful addition to the car. I have officially, I think I have reached a point where I have done everything titanium that I possibly wanted to do. I pretty much touched everything in the engine bay, at least anything that is visible. Obviously those bolts and nuts and everything underneath or places that you can't even see that I'm not even gonna bother with. This is just the immediate, you know, clips and bolts and nuts and everything that you can see in the engine bay. I have them inside, I have them on the door sills, I have some in the back. I actually did this one as well. I don't think I showed you guys. I actually did it when I washed the car the other day. I had a spare nut laying around. It just so happened that the fuel door nut right there, I had the exact bolt laying around that is stock. The stock bolt is literally exactly that. Same size, same design. It's closed-ended, rounded like that. I was pretty shocked when I realized that, and then I realized I had one, so I threw that on. The stock one, at least mine, was color matched to the car. I don't know if everybody's is like that. Knowing it's done and it's titanium is one of those things that just makes me happy. So, but yeah, like I said, I think I've reached the quota of doing titanium on the car. I'll probably find something else, even though I say I'm done. But I absolutely love this stuff. It makes the car just look that much better, and just, you know, it's the details that matter to me. A lot of people always ask me, what kit did I buy? You know, what pieces, can I go buy them? Yes, you can, but what I have in my car is literally I think I've said this like 40 times, but it's like 10 custom orders. I've, you know, Titanium Works and I have gone back and forth measuring different bolts and nuts and doing a bunch of different things, trying to get the car to where I wanted it. And, you know, thankfully we're able to create a few kits for you guys. So if you go on their website, you can actually check them out. If you see the picture of my car under that kit, that is one of the kits that we were able to create from my car. So go check them out. Go check out the website. There's a lot of things you can purchase. I mean, they literally can do anything for you. As you guys can tell, they are amazing. They've been a great, great partner in this whole build. And I'm really happy that I get a chance to work with them. And it just took my car to the next level. It's one of those things that I never thought I would go this deep, but now that I'm here at this point, I wouldn't want it any other way. And it's literally the best stuff on the market. So that is it for this one, guys. If you have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.